That feels like a bandage on a wound too big. Just getting a life after exiting treetops. It feels like they knew. Kill that man. Kill that man. Let's hop up here and... Is it just on the one? Okay, I thought they were all the way around. My B. Very forgiving. How many am I missing? I think that last gem is up by the balloonist? Yeah, single gem. See if I can pick it up without activating a speech bubble. Okay. On to another boss fight. That makes 4. I think this is boss fight number 4, yeah. Got everything else? Yeah. Now we're cooking with gas. Ooh. Ooh. That was a sternum pop. Again, just gonna take a second to appreciate. Duh. Your little friend's dead, right? And I collected his money. Hop down here. Don't want to go that way just yet. Again, just a part of the level. I think I got to or remembered it maybe once when I was a kid. I just think it's like the depth for a kid's game. Like, you know, there's, oh, you only need so much stuff to continue. But, like, as a kid you can beat the game, but like getting everything, that's fun. Like opening up the whole game to yourself, finding stuff. Kill. Oh. Completely forgot I was at blue sparks. I'd taken a hit, and I just took another hit. Nullifying the dragonfly, or the butterfly. Okay. Guy just threw bananas behind me. Make sure I'm getting everything. Single dragon. Sadiki.
Metalhead is all charged up to meet you. Attacking the power pole should disrupt his power supply.
Yup. And now for what I deemed earlier as the second hardest boss fight in Spyro. Dumbass just destroyed his own power pole. Stupid. The reason I think it's the second hardest is just there's a lot to juggle. Like with Toasty, he's running around the he's running around the arena. Simultaneously, there are dogs, which are some of the most BS enemies in this game, just sitting in the middle. More dogs per arena for like the 3-round video game trope. So like, trying to take care of the dogs first and having to juggle multiple dogs, like, yeah, that's kind of tough. Here though, we have, especially in this second arena, because it's only 2 rounds here, not 3, there's enemies above you can see. So he's gonna have, like, he's gonna be tossing enemies around at me. Yup. So yeah, he's tossing enemies. I'm surrounded by deadly goo. He eventually is just gonna start electrifying, like, with his big cannon arm. Well, I just took care of it, but, yeah, so tossing enemies, lightning gun, deadly water, trying to get the power poles which electrify at, random intervals. It's just a lot to juggle. Now, to be fair, I had an easier time of that than I did with Dr. Shemp, who hit me numerous times and I had to fight twice because of my own hubris. But I'm still gonna hold up that Metalhead is a tough enemy. I'm missing money again. Okay. Ah, that's right. One, two, three, four, five. Okay. Thought I had that, but okay. Sparks. Where do I go? Did I miss one that was just hanging out by that chest? Yeah. Okay. I would not have gotten that quickly without... Well, obviously I wouldn't have gotten it that quickly without Sparks, but I would have been wandering for a while. And we're done with the Beastmakers. I'm sad to say. My love affair with swamps has come to an end. It is time to, let me get back up to full health, and then we're gonna move on to the Dreamweavers.
Oh, I feel much better now that so many dragons have been rescued.
Sure.
Jump in the balloon, and I'll show you the Dreamweavers world. Are you ready to go?
Take me to the Dreamweavers. Now for what I would definitely consider the most iconic region in Spyro. Like, when you think about the first Spyro game, a lot of imagery that comes to mind is, you know, kind of stuff like this, right? Like, it might be the first homeworld, because, you know, that's the one probably most people have played, because it's the first one. It might be, the Magic Crafter's homeworld, because that's what's on the... That was on a lot of the marketing for the Reignited trilogy. But when I think of Spyro, I think of, like, you know, classic, like, myth and fantasy stuff, and we have floating islands, castles, like this. To me, kind of iconic. Now, once again, I think I'm going to take care of a lot of the levels and do the homeworld as we go. Just because, again, there's a lot of layers to it. A lot of, like, if I don't take care of it while I'm here, I'm gonna have to backtrack to this part of the homeworld anyway. Let's talk to Latif.
Welcome to the Dreamweavers, young one. While chasing Nasty's minions in this world, you must expect the unexpected and prepare for what is not there.
Iconic. Absolutely iconic. Let's go. I love the Dreamweaver dragons. There's a dude later. He looks like he's kind of buff. He's got that top-heavy design, but he's wearing like pajamas. So it almost looks like he's like a really in shape monk. Like he's wearing the not to disrespect any culture, but like the style of a gi and a night robe, you know, with the belt and all that. There's some similarities there. So he looks ready to throw hands, but then he's just got like little slippers on. There's a dragon that has like a stuffed animal sucking his thumb. Cause they're Dreamweavers. It's all about the sleepy time. Oops. I have no idea who did that. It's crazy. I don't know who did that, but they should be stopped. Did I? No. Okay. Like, just the pink skybox, the moons. God, it's so cool here. Like, after because, like, there's the Magic Crafters, which is a very similar aesthetic, I would say. Not, you know, floating islands and stuff, but I feel like the cliffs and the drops in the Magic Crafter mountains kind of give the same vibe here of, you know, watch your step, you're going to be gliding around a lot. But just like right in the middle of it, to put the Beast Makers, I think is really funny. Just like the swamp levels. Give it to me, Mudada. There he is.
Berries are always on your side, Spyro.
Plush wings. Absolutely iconic. If you don't like people being excited about games and art that they like, not the streamer for you. I am absolutely in love with so much of the aesthetic going on in these games. Oh, my favorite chest. My favorite, So, there's a chest type in the game, I'm sure y'all have been seeing, where you have to blow fire, jump up, and catch the gem. There's a red one right there. So that is a single gem. Jump up and grab it. Jump up superstar. This is the only spot where the the red one shows up, and that's really funny to me. And they recreated it too just for the game. Only spot in the game where there is a red gem chest like that. All the other ones are like blue, yellow, lots of the green ones, but I think they're mostly yellow and blue, kind of the higher value, quote unquote higher value ones. Sometimes there's like pink ones, I think, for the 25 gem, but absolutely iconic of them to just make an individualized asset for a single spot. I almost thought it was a mistake. Like, they intended to put it, like, in more places in the game, and they were like, that's a lot of effort for a gem. Let's not worry about it. Yeah, see? Alright, this is where I want to go. Yeah. Having two whirlwinds right by each other. Bad time. Talk to me, robe man. Oh, it's not him.
Spyro, thanks. Supercharge will get you to new places here in Lofty Castle, too. See where it takes you.
Again, love the aesthetic, not who I thought it was. I thought that was the guy in the robe. He was wearing slippers, though. But he was wearing a towel? A kilt? A skirt? He had red hair. It might have been a kilt. That was way off. I deserve that. Cosmically, I deserve that. So yeah, let's soar to new heights. Why? Oh, why does it like... Why does the geometry do that to me? Like, I hit geometry right at the very end of that ramp, and it just sends me. Much better. Now... Oh, what am I doing? I have the key. I can go back for that chest. I'm such a fool. I'm such a maroon. Let me go back for that chest. I can hop down this way. There we go. Yeah, like I was saying, I just love the aesthetic of all of the dragons in the remake. I love the sleepy time aesthetic of the Dreamweavers, and you know, like there's a dragon later. He's got like a little incense burner, you know, like you'd see a little cherub waving around.
Thank you for releasing me.
speak of the devil, there he is. He had the little, he was burning some of that good smelling stuff. Whoop. Let's... There he goes. Absolutely sent. I love the panicked flailing of the falling Nork. They didn't have to put it in, but they did. Well, hello. Hello, hello, Dragonath. Welcome to the stream. We're just hanging out, playing one of my favorite games. Pop that. Pop that. Been obsessed with watching Spyro because it's such a good game. I was originally going to stream the original game from my PS1, but I couldn't find a converter, an RCA to HDMI converter, so I was going to play the original one via my PS3. It's very hard to stream from a PS3, and so I just settled on the Reignited trilogy, and we can just take a moment to appreciate just the beautiful level of detail. My PS1 disc is scratched to hell and back. Yeah, when I was a kid, my copy of I had to have 2 copies of Spyro 3, and I have them over on a shelf. The front half of one copy was scratched to hell, and the second half of my other copy was scratched to hell. So literally halfway through the game, like right after Midday Gardens, I had to, like in a loading screen, as it was saving, it would freeze. So I'd have to open and swap discs, and just to get to the second boss fight, Spike. I think Spike is the second boss fight in Spyro 3. Oh yeah. It like I couldn't reset it. I had to pop and swap mid-load just to get it to work, and then I was golden. Like for the rest of the game, it was fine. But I was very happy to find that they had ported them digitally to PS3. So I think we're gonna do some backtracking to possibly one of the best examples of level design in Spyro. I love Dark Passage so much, just because, like, if you don't know what you're looking for, you can miss literally half the level. So, like, as a kid, I didn't know. As a kid, I missed half of a lot of these levels. Dark Passage is probably my favorite level for Dreamweavers. It's probably my favorite level. Just the enemy design, the whole, like, floating above the abyss. Where is it? Yeah. But we can... One of my favorite ones, Aquaria Tower. Aquaria Tower, because you missed the whole top part. Exactly! Like, I think great if you're designing a game for all ages, like a family game. It should be easy enough for kids to beat the game, but if you're going for 100%, I think it should require a little extra, like, brain effort, you know? Like, a little more exploratory, you know, curiosity, looking around. Easy to beat, hard to master. Exactly. The Spyro isn't. Yeah. I will say though, you brought up Aquaria Towers. I think Aquaria Towers has some of like the most iconic music. Like all of Spyro has pretty good music, but like Aquaria Towers is one of those. The second the music hits, you know what it is. And I feel like a lot of like Spyro 1 starts with like a lot of similar melodies or guitar stings.
Here can be quite frightening, but you should watch the fools.
I'd rather flame the fools.
Now you're thinking.
Dude's just chilling. Dude's just chilling on his own tail. It's great. They know we're in the end game. We can chill now. How, Dragonath, how do you feel about the Spyro flight levels? That seems to be a very contentious point for the Spyro community, I have found, is that some people find them impossible and just don't deal with them. Hated them, love them now. Same hat. I absolutely, like, as a kid, I would probably do them, like, as a kid, I would do them to the point where, I would get each...
Thank you for releasing me.
God, such a good dragon design. I've just been gushing about the individual dragon designs in the Reignited trilogy this whole time, but, God, this guy's... Yeah, right? He doesn't even have to look at you. Dreamweaver dragons are sick. Absolutely. But yeah, I would do the flight levels just to get like each individual, you know, I would do all the rings in one run. I would do all of, you know, the arches in one run, but I couldn't do all of them in a single run as a kid. You missed me complaining about Wild Flight back in the Beastmakers world. You missed me gushing about Beastmakers. Swamp levels are like some of my favorite, like, level design types. So you missed me having the time of my life for 45 minutes.
You just might be the dragon to defeat Nasty Nork.
That's me, all right.
Okay, let's find... Where is it? Yeah. Yeah, I definitely think the flight levels get easier as you go. Just from like a I guess a timing perspective, I feel like 1 is probably the most restrictive with time in terms of like how much it gives you between collection versus like the distance apart. Like some of the arches in like Sunny Flight are so far apart. But I think some flight levels in 2, 1 feels really, yeah. Funnily enough, in this stream, the flight level that I normally find the hardest is the only one I've been able to do in a single run. Did I do Night Flight in a single run? I can't remember. But Wild Flight is usually the one that I am dreading the most. I got done with it in a single run, counted my blessings, and left. Was not gonna question it. But I would say, like, Icy Speedway from Spyro 2, that... Just because of how tight the hitboxes are on a lot of the moving enemies. Is that the one with the motorbikes? Wild Flight is the one in... it has 2 sections, one with chests and planes, and one with... Yeah, it has chests and planes in one half, but the opening half is like boats and arches, and you kind of have to trade off simultaneously to make the time limit. It's very tight of like, let me, you know, flame this boat, let me make sure I get through this arch, flame the boat. It's, yeah, it's not my favorite, but Yeah, I would say that like Icy Flight and
Thanks, Spyro. I'd love to help you catch Nasty, but I'd really hate to be trapped in Crystal
took
again.
ages.
Don't worry. The only one that's gonna be trapped is him.
Oh yeah, like if you when you're a kid, like those boundaries are set for you just from your like underdeveloped motor skills. So you start developing like personal vendettas against certain parts of the game, and then like once you're older, with the motor functions of an adult human being, getting them done feels absolutely incredible. My Mount Everest for the Spyro trilogy when I was a kid, literally, I think even like into like being a teenager, like 13, 14, the one part in Spyro 3 I could never beat was the tank mini game in oh, what was the mummy themed level? Oh man, what was that? What was the Haunted Tomb? Yeah, there's a tank mini game in Haunted Tomb in Spyro 3. Oh, this guy's a friend. Oh my god. I love his design. Yeah, I loved Haunted Tomb as a concept of, you know, oh, they're cursed. You have to use, like, these special stones around the level to, like, destroy them. But the tank mini game in Haunted Tomb, I couldn't even do the first. It was like one of those, beat it once for an egg, and then beat it twice, beat it the second time for another egg. Couldn't beat it even the first time, up until I was like 15 or 16, and then I was thinking about it. I was like, this is it. This is where like my run stops. I'll never be able to 100% the game. And I did it first try. I did it first try out of the blue, and it's never been a problem since. I don't know where along the way I picked up the motor skills. Because I play these games pretty consistently. At least, like, I played the trilogy in some way, shape, or form at least, like, twice a year. I think it was when I was a kid, I couldn't beat any of the flight levels. Didn't even try the ones in Spyro 3 because I was like, oh, I don't want to mess with these. Yeah. I will say, I think the bonus missions in the flight levels for 3, like the hunter missions, I feel like they were maybe harder in number 3. Because I remember in number 3 you had, like, Honey Speedway, which is absolutely my aesthetic. Like, I love bee-themed stuff, like with the like, bright yellow, you know. I think that's always fun with the swamp aesthetic. Like, Honey Speedway is one of my favorite level designs. But, like, in the bonus mission there with Hunter, you're trying to, you have to, like, move the boat along, but it's, like, Crash Bandicoot style, where it's coming towards the screen, and you can't see any of the obstacles until they're, like, right on top of you. That I found difficult, and then, what was that other Speedway challenge from 3? Oh, Mushroom Speedway. The very first Speedway in Spyro 3. Just the, you know, for the sake of getting it done, shooting down all the UFOs, it was like, I'll just hold down the fire button, and that gets real annoying real quick. The hitbox on that plane. Right? You could just touch the side of a mushroom, and you would explode every time. It was the worst. Let's just clean up the homeworld here. Let's just make sure we get everything. Something farts, it's just a massive... Exactly. It is unrelenting with the hitbox. And I kind of feel the, God, what? We're finding Metro Speedway too. Metro Speedway I found hard because of just the tight corners. It was... You had to be very on top of, yeah, the pigeons and the bungee guys. The cat burglars. Those... It was such, like, tight corners you had to turn, and on a PS1, you know, you're using a DualShock 1 controller, and, it was not designed for that level of, precision, if that makes sense.
Spyro. Nicely done. I'll be done when I've toasted that nasty Nork.
We're getting there, Spyro. We're almost to the end game. Mutually assured destruction. First time I really sat down to 100. Yeah, it definitely feels like the childhood dream. You know, when you're a kid, these don't feel like games that you could like do everything in. Yeah, I feel like it was the same thing for me around the time like I said when I first beat when I first 100%ed 3, I was like 16 or something. It was just in the summer. It was like I literally have nothing going on. And in hindsight, you know, that felt like. And then Reignited came out. Is that a few times 100%? Yeah.
This world are invincible.
Any.
That does not mean they shouldn't be attacked.
I have.
Sounds all right to me.
I have bought these games so many different times. Like the trilogy itself, I have. It's like the Switch. That's an excuse to buy it and then play it again. PS3, absolutely. Oh, I can buy it on PlayStation and on Steam? Absolutely, give it to me. Oh, I'm not gonna go into Haunted Tower yet. Just while I think I'm gonna go into the flight level. Icy flight? What's the flight level here? Just because I used the cannon to make these small. And then we can just clip right through here. There we go. And is that... Are these the last of the gems up here? Am I... Oh, sick. That should be everything. Right on. So we'll do Icy Flight, Haunted Tower, and then Jacques. Wait. 198? Did I really leave a level without double checking to make sure if I got everything? Okay. Do you remember the GBA games? I played these. Yeah, I have all of the Spyro games. Yeah, right, 2 gems. Alright. Alright. What we're gonna do is we're gonna do Icy Flight, and then go back to Dark Passage, and then Haunted Tower. Rats. Oh man. Nope, we're just gonna start over on that one. But yeah, I have never 100%ed the GBA games. I've played through them a couple times. Man. I'd have to double check what my save files are at, but I don't think I've ever 100%ed it. What is happening? I'm just gonna reorient myself. I definitely feel like there's something wonky going on with the physics for these flight levels, though. Again, just the hitboxes in the Reignited trilogy sometimes feel very off. But yeah, Season of Ice, Season of Flame, Attack of the Rhinox was pretty good. I have the Crash and Spyro crossover ones, like the Cortex Conspiracy and the Crash Bandicoot Purple and Spyro Orange. But I've never played them. I have them, but I've never played them. I am not that big of a fan of Crash Bandicoot. If you're playing at a high frame rate, that causes issues with this for some reason. I don't think I'm playing. I'm pretty sure I'm... Oh, I think what might be going on is I'm streaming at 30, but I think naturally on the PS4 it streams at 60. And the PS4 does not allow you to change game settings like that. Oh well, I did it. I'm not worried about it. Season of Ice is really disorienting me. Yeah, the level designs in Season of Ice. Is that the one with what was that fairy level? Like really early on, there was a maybe it was a beach level. I'd have to double check. Like I said, I've played them a couple times, but that was a while ago. I might try and there was an early beach level. Yeah, I always felt like the gliding mechanics for Spyro games never really worked well with the isometric design. If you clip the corners, you just... Yeah. It does not... Like, Spyro's gliding mechanics do not lend themselves well to isometric gameplay. It really requires, like, the camera to be reasonable, It requires the camera to be usable. Back into Dark Passage. Really? Can't charge into a glider, glide into a charge. I mean, I guess from a game design perspective that makes sense, because like the GBA I always like I never had trouble using a Game Boy, but like the I don't know how to describe it, but like the controls, like using a D-pad with like only 2 trigger buttons, it was kind of like working backwards to how Spyro was designed with, you know, because at least even in the first Spyro game there was no D-pad yet, but they had, you know, 4 trigger buttons for like camera and rolling, I think. Just stops you when you're tracking your try the... Oh. So it's not even like added, like you don't get the added momentum, it just straight up stops you. Charge, jump, charging, unable to glide from it. That's whack. Yeah, at some point I might try streaming those games, but memory does not... Ah! It was just a dude I forgot to kill. Memory does not favor those games well for me. I enjoyed them because they were Spyro games, and it was like, oh, there's the professor, I like him, but I might stream them if I'm in a bad mood and I want to punish myself, because I'm not good with isometric GBA games. Cool. That did not take as long as I thought it would, because I didn't know what I was looking for. Yeah, see, I don't have as much nostalgia for the GBA games. I only really started getting into them when I was an adult, like with my own disposable income. I didn't have them like as a kid. Oh, cool, perfect, double perfect. The Spyro game that I do have nostalgia for though is Enter the Dragonfly, um, which I know is a very contentious choice because objectively it's a bad game, but I have this I might do that this year. I have this ongoing bit where if I have Halloween off, it's also weirdly culturally insensitive. Like I know Spyro always had some weird tiki stuff. Oh yeah, absolutely. Enter the Dragonfly. It kind of like offends everybody because there's like the touristy, like the Tiki Island is like a tourist design is like a tourist trap with like pigs in like Hawaiian shirts, but then you have the like the first level, the dojo, with like the Chinese martial arts movie aesthetic. There was a G slur, one of the level titles. A G slur? Backboard toes black. Wasn't named that. Then there's Tiki Tropics. Oh! Are we talking about the GBA game? Tiki Tropics. I think I know what you're talking about with the G slur, about the oh no, that's fine. The stream is really far behind. I also have a lot of nostalgia for Enter the Dragonfly. Yeah, but to speak to your point about just like the racial insensitivity in why did I go into Jacques? I need to do Haunted Tower. Okay. It's okay. This is fine. I'll just do them in different order. Yeah, no, a lot of Spyro games kind of, and I mean it works to a point. Like, I think I think some of it is fine, but then you have like I love Spyro 3, but I feel like Bamboo Terrace might not fly. You have Bombo. Oh, Bombo from... Oh, the dude in Scorch. Oh my god, you're right. I knew the name. I was like, I know... Yeah, guy in a turban, magic carpet, throws bombs at you. For some reason in my head, Bombo was the name of one of the haiku dragonflies from the swamp level in Spyro 3. I was like, I was okay with that. Like, haiku is nice. Haiku is, you know, growing into like a universal thing. They changed him to a monster guy. Yeah. In the original one, he was literally just a dude, and then they gave him like weird skin textures and just like they dehumanized him, but also I feel like that's pushing it in a worse direction. Yep, as if Treetops wasn't bad enough. You had the guys with they in the Reignited trilogy, they turned them into like monkey dudes. In the original one, they looked like natives with like the arrows through the head, like the very stereotypical. But I mean, like, as a kid, you know, with the long gangly arms. It's like, yeah, sure, that's a monkey.
Thank you for releasing me, Spyro.
But then,
Take care.
as an adult, you're like, oh no, wait, that's not okay. That's fine. Yeah, when you're a kid and you don't understand culturally insensitive things, like going back to Enter the Dragonfly, you know, the dojo, it's like, oh, it's just based on movies, or meant to do that. The Monkey Monastery, I feel might be cutting it close. The accents on the Elder Dragon. Yeah. Yikes. What I was saying earlier, though, is I have this reoccurring joke where I if I have Halloween off, I play through all of Enter the Dragonfly, like 100% in a day. Just, you know, because, oh, that game is so bad, it's scary. I might do that this year. If I'm free on Halloween, I might stream Enter the Dragonfly. Just for old time's sake. If Twitch likes me enough to not ban that game for being racially insensitive. I also feel like Thieves' Den from I mean, I guess any level kind of looks bad in that game, even like the farm level, the UFO country or whatever it's called, farmland. First of all, those humans look disgusting. The humans in that game, just the farmers look bad, but they're, you know, the stereotypical, like, farmer out in the sticks with, you know, the UFO picking up cows. I feel like Honey Marsh might also be considered a little taboo at points with just accents. And I mean, you know, some things are based in fact. You know, there's probably some people who talk like that. Oh no. I meant to do that. But I think the worst offender for just in general, the worst thing about Enter the Dragonfly, in my opinion, has always been Bartholomew. Tried to 100% Enter the Dragonfly, but I quit after I couldn't get the hitbox on Dragonfly. Yeah, where I usually gave up on Enter the Dragonfly were the flight levels. There's a flight level in the Thieves' Den that is like if we're talking about how Spyro 1 is unforgiving with its flight levels and like the times, Spyro 4 is unbelievably unfair with its flight levels. The music slaps, though. Copeland came back for Spyro 4 at least, and we got some absolute bangers out of that one. Never got very far. Yeah, it's insane because sometimes the game is... So I don't remember Bartholomew. Yeah, so... Bartholomew, for any of the uninitiated, would have been a character introduced in Spyro 3, who for some reason comes back in Spyro 4. Yeah, it's Bentley's brother. Just for your sake, Dragonoth, I will say, all of my VODs will eventually be going up on YouTube, so just for anybody watching this ever who doesn't know what I'm talking about. I just want to clarify. He's the brother of a character from Spyro 3 who shows up as like a quest giver NPC. You have to escort him through a level. He looked absolutely horrifying in Spyro 4. Because on the PS2, since you had more polygons, everything was kind of rounder. And then they gave him like individual hair texture, like they tried to give him like individual hairs like Sully from Monsters Inc. Except they couldn't render that many, so it looked like he was patchy and going bald in places. And he had like buggy eyes. I am gonna have to respectfully... Oh wait, hang on.
Any advice before this battle?
I love this dragon.
Advice? A wise dragon once told me aim high in life, but watch out for flying boxes.
Thank you, Revilo.
Huh?
Revilo. Yeah, I'm gonna have to like respectfully disagree. I do think Spyro was ugly in that game. I think Hunter was ugly. I think Bianca looked terrible. I think so many characters in that game look awful. The one instance where I'm like, this is okay, this is cute, in Honey Marsh, which is objectively like some of the best level design in Spyro. I love Honey Marsh from Enter the Dragonfly with its like, it has like these bright yellow honey rivers juxtaposing the dark swamp. Like, I think it is objectively just a good level design. The NPCs in that level that you're helping are little blue alligator guys. They're kind of rounded. They've got like, that nothing is disproportionate to the point of being ugly. I think the blue little alligator guys, yeah, I love them. I love the little crocodile guys. They're adorable. But I get everything here before I leave. Cool. Now objectively, bad game. It goes to some place. I just hate the way the animation's most. Yeah, they have like these weird idle animations where it looks like they're breathing, or like they have to focus on making sure their blood is pumping. Anytime anybody speaks, it's really jittery, but simultaneously it's like way too fluid. Like their lips move in like this wave motion. Okay, finally, on to Haunted Tower. Let's... They bulge. Yes, that's the perfect way to put it. I also don't think the teddy bears were that ugly for Cloud 9. Yeah, the lips flap. That is exactly how I would describe them. Those are some flappy lips. Yeah, like, every now and then in places they get it right, but they get it wrong just enough to not, like, forgive. Yeah, Ripto was absolutely unforgivable. And the fact that it's so broken to the point where you can, like, get to the final fight... Like you can get to the final fight within, like, 10 seconds of just clipping through the ground. But also, like... throughout the game, you can fight Ripto multiple times. Like the portal to the final fight keeps opening up, and you can fight him in like different stages, which conceptually is cool. That like the only boss fights in the game are just reoccurring versions of the final fight. That gives you like an inkling as to what to expect, and like it uses the mechanics of the game, like the different breath attacks. It does the bare minimum of what I ask for a boss fight, in that it incorporates the game's mechanics. So that's pretty cool, but also it never tells you when that portal opens up, so you could just never worry about it. And then I've never figured out how to get the swim in air glitch to work. I've never been able to swim in air, but just the absolute insanity of like not knowing when the portal opens up to go, you know, go to a boss fight is just like you can get to the end of the game and fight Ripto once and that's it.